If you're thinking about making the move to Tulsa, Oklahoma, or any of our surrounding suburbs, and you want to know what the market is like right now and what we're expecting in the last quarter of 2023, then you're going to want to watch this video. I'm going to go over very recent sales data with you. The markets are changing so fast, and Tulsa is mirroring nationally, but each market is also local, so there's pockets of things that are different, and it's really best to see real time. And if this is your first time to our channel and you want to know everything that there is to know about living in Tulsa, Oklahoma, or surrounding suburbs, then tap that little bell notification and subscribe. That way you can be the first to know what's going on in our local Tulsa area real estate market. I'm Sabrina Shaw. My team and I get calls every single day from people just like you who are looking to buy or sell their homes in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And let me tell you, we absolutely love it. Whether you're moving in 9 days, 90 days, 9 months, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, jump on a Zoom call, and we would love to help you make that seamless move to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Our info is in the description. Text is probably the easiest way, but you can do any of the four. Let's look at the Tulsa area market in real time. And let me just say that things are changing. The market is holding tight. We're definitely seeing things now that we haven't seen, since pre-pandemic periods of time. Let's dive in and just check out numbers. Now, first of all, we are looking at September numbers. It is the end of October, but the October numbers aren't going to come out for a couple more weeks. So we're going to go ahead and look at September on the report, but then we're going to even look at how much it's changed from September to what we're seeing now, like live boots on the ground. What we've been saying since basically all year, like real estate is down. And if you look at this, closed sales are down about 24% from this time last year. Pending sales are down around 14% from this time last year, which roughly equals 37% less activity in the market than we were seeing at this time last year. New listings are down 10%, which used to negate the slowed sales, has not negated the new listings. So we are seeing that month's supply of inventory creep up. And really because we're in an affordability crisis right now with interest rates, with people that have to take out a mortgage. Interest rates are crazy and just causing affordability to be hard, if not impossible, for some people. Where we're really seeing, we still have buyers on the market. People are still buying and selling, and if you are a cash buyer, you are in a great place right now, and that is what we're seeing. Average list price $303,000, so it's down 2% from what it was this time last year. And what we're going to talk about is appreciation, slight appreciation, flat sales, depreciation, and then decelerization based on time of year. But from this time last year, homes are going for roughly 2% lower, and that is September's numbers. Average percent of selling price to list price is 99%, which is interesting because last year it was 98.9%. Okay, so a little higher right now, but pretty much the same. Average days on market it's gone up 4 days, but that's equivalent to 21%, and that's just, again, to show you what numbers can do. You can say, days on market are up 21%, and that can sound higher than up 4 days on market. And end of month inventory is roughly the same, 1.53 last year, 1.53 this year, and month supply of inventory is at 2.2. So still a low month supply of inventory. Typically, experts say that a balanced market is between 4 and 6 months supply of inventory. Anything under 4 months is a seller's market. Anything above 5 months is a buyer's market. And that is changed, in my opinion. The experts haven't said this yet, but in my opinion, that is changing a little bit. Just simply because sales have slowed And even though in September we're still seeing, 2 months supply of inventory, we are seeing seller concessions. We are seeing price drops. Now you've got to think this is an average. So when I go down and break up these numbers, there's a big difference in price ranges. And some price ranges are being hit in different ways. And some price ranges are still getting multiple offers. They're still going above asking. So it's very dependent on the price range and the condition of the property. So let's just drill down in a couple things that I like to look at. But again, we are changing a lot. And in September, interest rates were in the 7, whereas now they're in the 8. I do feel like when we go, or I know, like when we go and analyze like real-time data right now, we're even going to see a little bit different results. What I like to look at and show you guys is the month supply of inventory by price range, okay? Because that does matter. 150 to 225. 3 beds is 1 month. 4 beds is 1 month. 225 to 300. 3 beds is 1.62. 4 beds is 1.28. So in that price range, you're still in a competitive market. So yes, we're not seeing 16, 25 offers for each house, but if the house is in good condition and it's priced right, we are seeing multiple offers. That first week on market, and depending on if it gets a contract that first week, depends kind of on how the property is going to go, but still competitive in that price range. We start to get less competitive in the 3 to 425. Okay, 2.91 for a 3-bedroom, 2.42. Again, historically, that's a seller's market, but we're seeing more seller concessions in this price range. And then 425 to 525, 6 months and 4 months supply. 525 to 750, 5 months supply. 5 months supply, and 750 and up. We are seeing seller concessions in these higher price ranges. And just to look at days on market, 1 to 175, 11 to 12 days on market. 175 to 200, 12 to 24, 2 to 300, 15, 17. We start seeing it move up when it's in that 300,000 price range. All right, and then this is the average sold to list price. So in that 175 price range, things are, they're going at contract price or slightly above. Interesting, okay, at 175 to 200, the average is going slightly below. You've got to think, that's not even a percent, but if we say 1% on a $200,000 house, that's $2,000. At 4 bedrooms, 1.5%, that's $3,000 difference. 2 to 300, 100%, almost 100%. 3 to 350, 98.9, 98.7, so still, not very far apart. And this is where I say, prices are holding tight. 350 to 500, 98, 98. 500 and up, 97. When you start thinking about this, 500 and up, 97.75, which is basically 98%. You've got to think 2% of 500 is 10,000. That's where you're seeing a significant difference, but not a steal. Are people getting steals on properties? There are people just predicting that the market is going to crash. What I have to say about that prediction is there are so many people that are in this golden parachute with their mortgage rates. Golden parachute really isn't the right term. You just have this rate, you sell your house, say you have $200,000 in equity. Well, with interest rates the way that they are now, you go put that on another house. It could be smaller if you're wanting to downsize, and your payment is going to be roughly the same, or possibly, a little bit more, just depending on where you're looking to purchase at, what price range. So you've got people that just aren't willing to sell with interest rates in the 8s. I sure wouldn't. When I talk to people that are selling, some people, there are life circumstances where it's right for. If you are getting a divorce, if you are growing your family and you're in this small little house, if there's been death in the family, something like that, some life-changing event to where you really need to move. Or some people were in school and bought their first house, now they have their careers and they want more space and they can afford more space. There's definitely, like I said, the life-changing things that make you want to move and let go of that mortgage. But I would still say, if you're planning on selling, see what you can do to keep that home as a rental property. I was just watching Market Report, a deep dive on the Market Report, just talking about the net worth of homeowners compared to renters, and it is drastic. As an average, it's $484,000. It's a lot of money that homeowners have in their net worth as compared to renters, and that's because ownership is a forced savings plan. Is it less expensive to rent in certain price ranges? Yes, it is, but you're not building that equity. And rental rates, are going up too. So that's something you continue to go up, so you can't count on that. Does that mean that renting is the wrong thing? Absolutely not. Some people, it's the only thing. It makes sense for some people, so I'm not knocking that. As an investment, as a hedge for wealth, your home does give you equity in the long run. And there's research upon research showing that people that own their homes have a higher net worth than people who rent, and that's why. Those are the numbers that I look at. So that was September. So let's go to the real-time data and let's look at what is happening now. So we were in Tulsa County. That's what we just looked at, averages in Tulsa County. I'm going to search closed homes in the past 15 days, the past 2 weeks. See how much data that gives us in Tulsa County. Okay, 280. In the last 15 days in Tulsa County, 280 homes have closed. And let's do some tats. Let's do some stats, not tats. And just quick stats. Oh, our average sales price, remember, was $303,000 in September. Right now, the average sales price in the past 2 weeks was $309,000. So we did see a little bit of change there. Sales price to list price, 97.87. So had a little drop. And the price per square foot, the average is 146. Now, I like to look at the price per square foot because, we talk about appreciation and depreciation. People are buying less expensive houses too, so the average price doesn't necessarily tell us homes are depreciating. Like, let's look at the average square feet. Is that appreciating? So those are quick numbers, okay? Oh, average days on market, 28. Median 11, which, median's the middle. Let's go back and just check out some of these, the ones that have closed. I'm gonna get on and look at graphs, but let's look at some real-time data. Okay, this is a perfect example. On the market, 8 days, okay, so just a little over that week mark. It was listed for $189 too, it sold for $199. Now my question is, did it go over, or did the seller pay closing costs and add it to the price? So let's see. Yes, closing costs were paid. So it didn't go over. It was basically the same amount. They just added closing cost on to the price of the house, which when we were at our high, that wasn't happening because that wasn't a strong offer because we were worried about appraisals. So that is a benefit. There aren't a lot of benefits in this market just due to affordability, but that is a benefit, is the seller concessions. So that's a perfect example. All right, 0 days on market. 239, that's a new construction home, $146 a square foot. Same thing, new construction. 5 days on market, okay. 5 days, was listed for $260, went for $257. Let's see if any closing costs were paid. $2,000 in closing costs. So we had a seller concession right there in the first week. What that tells me is there was only one offer. 3 days, listed for $280, went for $260. No closing costs were paid, but that's $20,000 is significant. If we look at 280, 1% is $2,800. So we're at about roughly 6-7% decrease. 285 to 276. 8 days on market, no closing cost, $9,000. So we are seeing more of that percentage decrease. 315 to 300. No closing costs paid, but 5% decrease. Okay, this is 315 to 325, and I'm not going to go through every house, but I'm guessing, yes, closing costs were paid. But that's $10,000 over. So this seller still got over asking, but paid $6,000. So it basically went $4,000 over asking. So that's where, when you're a buyer, we're going to look at your houses and we're going to look and dig down in that neighborhood and see what's been happening. If we don't have any closed sales in your neighborhood, we're going to pull out a little bit more and see if we can find a comparable neighborhood. But are the concessions being made? 347, no closing costs paid, 4 days on market, but you're at list price, and 120 per square foot is pretty good. Went down just a little bit, $1,000, no closing cost. Okay, we're in Bixby. Let's check out a little bit more. Let's look at the higher price ranges. Okay, 800,000, 830, went down 30,000. So almost 4%. Okay, this one 929, stayed. No closing costs paid. And that one had been on the market 20 days. So again, it just depends on finishes. It depends on the seller's needs. Are they really ready to get ready for of the house? Can they hold on to it? Okay, here in Broken Arrow, 0 days on market, but sold for asking. Strong offer day one, strong offer being list price. Hey, 1.6, but again, you've got to know if the house is priced right. 7,000 below, and that's why it's just so important to, before you make an offer, to go through and analyze the data. Okay, no closing costs paid, but 0 days on market, got it below. I mean, your smaller houses are going to be priced higher, but you're at 139 for 1975. So, all right, let's go into. I want to show you, if you're in this market now, it is definitely different. You can see that prices are going under, that people are going under list price. You can see that seller concessions are being made. Sometimes they negate, sometimes sellers are getting exactly what they want. We saw that one where seller was still getting a little bit more over asking. So we're kind of everywhere, but that's where your local is where it's at, of just knowing your local data. But now let's look at Tulsa. And I think these are going to be September's numbers. Okay, I want to go 5 years because I want to go pre-pandemic. And I don't want to do the entire MLS. I want to do Tulsa County. Yeah, let's just do Tulsa County for this video. Or no, I'm going to put in some surrounding suburbs. Let's do Bixby, Jinx. I put Owasso in there too. Looking monthly, I mean, you can see pre-pandemic, homes were 250,000, pre-pandemic. What month are we in? We're in October. You guys watch this, it's going to be November, but we're looking at October right now. So Tulsa County was 170, now it's 250. Bixby was 268, now it's 375. Oops, I'm looking at median, I want to look at average. Tulsa County was at 213, now it's at 299. Bixby 292, now it's at 430. Jinx 258, now it's at 391. Broken Arrow 213, now it's at 321. And when we look at appreciation, like right now we're looking at month to month. So Tulsa County, it's showing that it's down almost 2%. Using September numbers, okay. We were looking at that report from September earlier. That was Tulsa County. So now, like, we're going into a few of the subdivisions, but there are several towns in Tulsa County that aren't listed on here right now. So Bixby for the month down 6.3%, Jinx up 2.5%, Broken Arrow up 1.5%. That's a month. That's because Bixby in 2022 in September was 458,000, and now it's 430,000. Okay, but you can't just you can make anything look one way. But now looking over a 12-month time period, you've got a rolling 12 months, and you have Tulsa County has had 5% appreciation, Bixby 10%, Jinx 9%, Broken Arrow 8.6%. So you've got to think those monthly numbers are going to change, and it makes sense as interest rates keep rising and the housing market is slowing, and that we'll see compared from this month last year, from this month to this month last year, that you could see depreciation. They still going at it as a whole for the past 12 months. Tulsa's market is strong. Buying now, when we are seeing these seller concessions, could be the right time for you and your family. We look at 6 months, rolling 6 months at still seeing 2.5%, 9.5 in Bixby, 13.4, 4.4% in Broken Arrow. You've got to look at numbers now, and then you have to look at numbers in perspective. So if you know that you're going to make the move, but you're just kind of waiting and holding tight, I would say that a good reason to buy in November, December, January is that seasonality. People on the market really want to sell, and so you do have a chance of getting great seller concessions. So if you're looking and you see something that you really like, maybe go after it because of the time of year for the market. I wish that I had a crystal ball that could read the future. Does it look like interest rates are going to drop? No, I don't think so. I think when interest rates do start dropping, it's going to be bad for some buyers that can't go over asking, that can't do, an appraisal waiver and those kind of things. So I think that if you are in the position to buy now, then you should take advantage of it if you can find a house. We're talking throughout the year. I think we're going to see seasonality. I think on the slower parts of the year that are normally slow. I think we're going to see slight depreciation, more than we're used to seeing, but not a crazy drop. I just do not anticipate that crazy drop because of all the people that have such high amounts of equity in their home, because of all the people that have this great affordability that are not going to want to lose their homes. If you're finding something that you see now, it could be great because you could get some great seller concessions as we get into that main time of springtime when people are really starting to be out there again. Yes, you might have more selection, you might have a little bit more competition. I'm not saying not to. What I'm saying is if you see something that you really like right now, that it should be a conversation about taking advantage of it. So I hope that was helpful. We mirror what's happening as a nation, but we're also still affordable here in the Tulsa area. Homes have definitely appreciated as a whole. We're still seeing appreciation, or very flat, slightly above, slightly below, not a huge market drop. What we did see is recent sales, seller concessions, homes going under asking in this month of October in the past 15 days. So that basically that's the last 2 weeks of October is what we were looking at. If there's any specific kind of market data you would like, and that's what I do, like when we get on Zoom calls, there's a ton of questions that really I need to ask you, figure out your situation, figure out what you're looking for. It's a consultation, it's a conversation, me getting to know your needs, what you want, and then, we're going to break down where you're looking and, make a plan of action. So again, if you're thinking about making that move, 9 days, 90 days, 9 months, even if it's 9 months, reach out, give me a call. You'll talk to me, you'll talk to somebody from my team, and we would love to discuss your specific situation and show you around town.